Hi, Alison here from Gardening by Design, with a quick video tip on one of the garden weeds that I'm asked about most frequently, the blue-flowered alkanet, quite often confused with the herb borage. Let's start out with what I mean by a weed, and I certainly don't just mean wild flowers. Any of our native plants can be attractive, and many, like the foxglove, we grow deliberately in our gardens. No, a weed is simply a plant growing where you don't want it, that has appeared by itself, usually quite spreading and invasive. The botanical name for the plant that we call green alkanet is Pentaglottis sempervirens, which is a bit of a mouthful, but always worth looking up the botanical name for a plant if you want to know exactly what you've got. Green alkanet is not native to the UK, but I don't think I've seen a garden or allotment site where it hasn't appeared, and it's now widely found growing across the countryside as well. And this is the problem. It is an invasive self-seeder, rapidly covering an area and swamping the more delicate plants that you might want to grow. It's also a perennial with a deep taproot, making the plants actually quite difficult to dig out. The key point is that green alkanet is not borage, and it is not edible. It's true that the bees visit the bright blue flowers, but there are plenty of plants providing pollen and nectar that you could choose for insects, including borage itself. You can see how the description of borage as hairy green leaves and bright blue flowers could be applied to alkanet, but looking at the photographs, they are structurally very different. So borage has much larger clusters of blue flowers held well above the leaves, and the flowers tend to droop on longer stalks. And it's also an annual, so the individual plant will die at the end of the summer. You may see new plants next spring because it will self-seed in good conditions but never becomes invasive. And it's an absolutely great plant for bees and pollinators all through the summer. There's more information on my Gardening by Design website about how gardens and gardening can help support well-being and how I can help you. Happy gardening!